Hello and welcome to this demonstration of the QGIS Python pypopRF plugin, a tool that enables high-resolution human population prediction and dasymetric mapping. This resource was designed and developed by the WorldPop Spatial Data Infrastructure team based at the University of Southampton. The tool uses machine learning techniques and geospatial data, combining census data, building information, and several spatial constraints to create highly accurate population distribution estimates. This plugin is based on the Python pypopRF package, which provides the underpinning computational functionality. The plugin makes these tools accessible via a graphical interface. However, users can also use the Python package directly through more customized workflows. It's a powerful resource for researchers and planners working with population and spatial data. Now, let's explore how to access and install this plugin in QGIS. This URL takes you to a GitHub repository page where you can download the latest version of the plugin. This page also includes some useful information on the plugin's features, its computational requirements and installation. Please note, to use this plugin, your machine needs to have QGIS version 3.0 or later installed and a version of Python between 3.9 and 3.12. To download the plugin, navigate back up the page to the Releases section on the right side of the window. Click on the release tagged as Latest, which will take you through to the release page detailing the changes that have been made between versions. Navigating to the bottom of the page, you'll see an Assets drop-down menu. Select the file pypopRF.zip, which will start downloading the file to your default downloads location. For the purpose of this demo, I'll move the zip file to a new location, a demo folder on my C drive. We are now ready to install the plugin. Open up a new QGIS project on your machine and navigate to the ribbon at the top of the window, specifically the Plugins drop-down menu. We're looking for this Manage and Install Plugins option, and next the Install from Zip menu on the left-hand side of this menu. Using this Browse feature, we will locate the file we just downloaded. Mine is here on the C drive, as I specified earlier, and press OK. Please then press Install Plugin. After pressing this button, a console window will appear, and you'll see the automatic installation of the required Python packages. Please do not interrupt this process, as it may take several minutes. Once installation is complete, the console window will automatically close. If the console window doesn't appear, please close QGIS and restart the installation process. Returning to the main window, you should now see under the Plugins drop-down this QGIS Python pypopRF option and the Run Population Modeling feature. This is also available via this icon here on the top toolbar. By clicking on this icon here, we can open the plugin interface. You can see 4 tabs. At the top of the window, we will be starting with the main tab. The first thing we need to do is to initialize the project and select our working directory. To do this, we select this Browse button and choose a suitable working directory. I'll be using this demo folder I created earlier. Upon clicking this Initialize New Project button, the necessary structure for the project will be created in this folder, including the output directory. All of this has been logged in the console at the bottom of the window, including our next steps. Firstly, we've been asked to place the input files in the data directory. For this project, I would like to produce population estimates for Rwanda, and therefore I've copied my input datasets to my working directory in this RWA_input folder, in which you can see I have all the data I need for this project. Secondly, we've been asked to configure the input data paths in the input data tab. This plugin requires a set of datasets, including the master grid, population census, and covariates, i.e. any geospatial dataset that is correlated with human population distribution. You can also choose to add an inland water mask, a constrained layer such as building footprint, and we can also choose to add age-sex disaggregated data to add more detail to our outputs. So, working through these, for the master grid, I browse through my input folder to the master grid, select that. For the mask, I don't want population to be disaggregated to pixels that are identified as inland water, so therefore I'll use this inland water mask. And I would also like to create a dataset in which population is only disaggregated to pixels that are identified as building settlement. Therefore, I'll select this building settlement constraint file. Next, I select my input population files. These are CSV files indicating population counts by zone or admin unit. I'd also like to add some detail by using the age-sex data we have available. Finally, I can add my covariates. Pressing this Add Covariate button, I can choose to add several in one go. So for this, I'm going to choose a couple of options. I'm going to choose this night lights. I'm going to choose this land cover. I'm going to choose distance to coastline and a buildings covariate. You can see here under the covariates that they've been added in. We can see the necessary file path, and we can also choose, if we change our mind, to omit them from our analysis by pressing these delete buttons. Okay, now that we've selected our input data, what do we need to do next? We were asked to adjust process settings in the settings tabs. So, navigating to the settings tab, I can then choose to adjust any settings as required. I may choose to select fewer cores. I may choose not to put output layers into QGIS. This is up to you to determine what is necessary for your process. This section here indicates the column names for the population files used. For the data we're using, this is absolutely correct, in which the population is in the pop column and the zone ID is indicated in the zone ID column. So without further ado, I'm going to press this green start button. We can see here now the console's come alive and is telling us what's happening. This can take a couple minutes, so while I'm waiting, I'm going to navigate to the About tab. This is a great hub for information about the plugin, as well as further documentation and support. It tells you the team who created it and provides some extra links for support. It also goes through a full explainer of what the different inputs are, whether it's the master grid, which delineates the different zones in which census has been counted. It also indicates what variables we can use and also the type of outputs. And we can see here that it's finished. So that process took 36 seconds. It's created 3 different layers: a normalized census layer, a population unconstrained layer, and a population constrained layer. So I'm going to close this window and take a look at what has been created. So the first output was a normalized census. This is where the population has been equally distributed across pixel cells in each zone. So therefore we can clearly see all these different census zones. Secondly, the other default that is created is this population unconstrained, i.e. population has been disaggregated across the whole master grid of Rwanda, excluding those inland water areas, which you can see these clear lakes here. And finally, because I chose to add a constraint of building settlement, we have this layer in which population has been disaggregated across pixels identified as building settlement. So if I just quickly change the symbology to show how this affects, we can see all these areas that population hasn't been disaggregated to between the constrained and the unconstrained versions. Thank you for watching this demonstration on how to use the Python pypopRF plugin for QGIS to create high-resolution population maps. The QR code on screen will take you directly to the plugin page on GitHub. We hope this demo gave you a clear overview of the functionality of the plugin and inspiration to make use of this tool in your own work. If you have any questions, please reach out to the WorldPop team directly via our website or social media channels.